My name is Susie and I started a business called Sunnyside Makery using my Glowforge. Today I'm going to share some settings with you to engrave on a thick canvas using a Glowforge. This is one of my favorite materials to engrave on because it's so consistent and I just love the way that it comes out. It's really beautiful. This is a design that I created over the summer with a quote that I found on vacation, and it became one of my mottos. It was something I needed to hear, and it turned out that a lot of my customers loved the motto as well. And so I just used fonts that I had for the design, and then I found the little florals on designbundles.net and just put it together. And then for the settings, I used 1000 for the speed, 40 for the power, and 170 lines per inch. It comes out perfectly every time. This is a canvas that I found at Hobby Lobby. They have these ones that have the wood on top and bottom. They also have ones that just have the wood on top and then they come to a point with the canvas on the bottom. With those settings, it comes out perfectly. Like I said, it doesn't go through to the back at all. This is my personal one, so it's a little smudgy on the back because I have it hanging up and I move it around a lot. But the engraving doesn't go through to the back at all. It's very clean. The lines are very fine. You can, if you feel it, like you can feel the engrave, but it doesn't smudge if you touch it. It's just a really, really beautiful engrave. And again, with those settings, it's perfect. So this canvas is thicker than like a painting canvas that you would find at like Michael's or like the cheap canvases, you know. It's more of like the thicker canvas material. But I'm gonna show you what it looks like when you engrave with your Glowforge using a design that I created for a friend. Again, I just use fonts that I convert to an SVG, and then the pictures I used designs that I found on designbundles.net. And then you'll notice that I do leave the crumb tray in, but make sure that if you do the same thing, that you make sure that the wooden part is like beyond the honeycomb part of your crumb tray, so that when the head of your Glowforge is moving, it's not going to knock over this wooden part, because if that happens and you don't catch it, it will end up ruining your canvas because the laser will probably end up getting part of this, or the laser will end up lasering. It'll move this, and anyways, it just turns into a big old mess. So make sure that this is far enough away behind where the head of your Glowforge is when it's in its resting like initial position. And then what I do next is I put the pins here and here to keep it in its position, to keep it flat. And then you can also put pins at the bottom, again, just to keep it sturdy and stable. In this video, I didn't do that because it just stays where it needs to be, nice and flat. You can set the focus beforehand to make sure that the head of your Glowforge isn't going to knock this out of place. That way you make sure everything's in a good position, nothing's gonna get knocked over, and you're not gonna waste $10 before you get started. All right, so go ahead and watch the time lapse if you want, and then you can see the final design at the end. All right, so here is the final design. To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow, with some little succulents and a little frog. So again, those settings were 1000 for speed, 40 for power, and 170 lines per inch. I found the canvas at Hobby Lobby, and I used designbundles.net to find the images. Have fun creating!